Today's thrilling tournament is brought to you by Day Old Sushi. It's almost as good as cold pizza. Ladies, NBs, and gentlemen, welcome to Low Tier Heroes Returns. I'm your caster and one of your commentators, Solid Mushroom, and joining me on the mic is Fat Earth.
How's it going, everybody?
Let me drop the background music just a little bit more. I'll also boost the Discord audio. So, we have quite the bracket in store today. Taking a look at it, looks like we are ready to start the first game, which we are going to be watching Jolliest Bunch of Splatholes versus Shrimpmas Corals.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of returning DOS members here coming in for this tournament. We've had a couple of these, roughly one every month since, I want to say, about midsummer, and they've just been growing and growing in size.
Let's go ahead and get into the lobby here while we wait for people to file in. We also have, at the same time as this one, we have Box of Slinkies versus the Three Daddies and One Fine Lady. We have Cloud Yellers versus Senior Cephalopod Rescue Center. We have Ricochet and Slay versus Eating Your Veggies. And we have Finn Godzilla versus Drinking Your Milkshake.
Yeah, a nice mixture of some pickups as well as some regular teams with their typical cast. We do have a couple of these pickups having, been repeats, albeit under different aliases from previous tournaments. Should be a good set of players here.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, for those of you that may or may not be aware, this is actually a limited weapon pool tournament. We have a selection of some underused and maybe even underappreciated weapons that we're pulling from, so we're ditching the top tier meta here and going with something that you don't see every day.
Yep. I know I've got a couple of my favorites on this list somehow.
Oh yeah, what are some of your favorites?
Let me double check the weapon pool here. I actually do like the V-Clash. V-Clash is good. Wild Bobber, I can...
Kit.
Yeah. Great kit, underwhelming main weapon. It looks like there are only 3 people on one of the teams.
Seems like we might have a little bit of a communication issue here. We should be able to back out of this lobby here, so let's just hang tight while we wait for them to figure out what their situation is. They are going to have to commit to going into the actual match and then exiting out, but that shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't affect the standings on the NSO, which we are using today.
Yeah. I can't help but notice the number of Brellas in the pool.
Yeah, there's, of course, Brellas unfortunately have gotten a pretty lousy hand in Splatoon 3, and aside from, with the exception of maybe Tentabrella, haven't really seen a whole lot of play. I think that there's definitely a room for them, but hopefully a lot of this list is intended actually with Brellas in mind. We want a format where weapons like these can really shine.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. Oh, someone popped in.
Hey, also, looks like we were able to back out after all.
Yes, excellent.
Also, there's a lot of Nouveau representation in this weapon pool.
Yeah, they really wanted to give a lot of weapons point sensor or sprinkler or something like that. And not to say that there's no room for those kind of kits, but I think some of these weapons just really want a bomb at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely think other strong weapons in here. Gluggas and Dazzers are also very strong. Slosher Deco is just funny.
Yeah.
Because you peg someone across the map, you zip cast over, and you finish them off with a slosh.
Absolutely. We actually, this is actually the second iteration of this weapon pool here. We had a low tier heroes tournament a few months ago, and we actually ended up between rounds striking a few of the weapons that were, well, on basically every comp, or the vast majority of them, and adding a few more based on partially changes in the meta, but also due to competitor contributions, suggestions from the folks that ran it last time.
Mm. I'm just glad that if I were participating in this, I'd be entirely justified in bringing full sub power up Neosploosh.
There you go. Those fast beacons.
Fastest beacons in the West.
I think beacons are legit in this format. Just getting back in quickly, especially with the relatively low amount of tacticooler weapons, just having a quick way in can be really efficient.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm trying to turn myself up. Not sure there's much I can do about that.
Yeah, I can turn you up as well here. Let's set you at 150.
Wonderful. Check, check.
Alright.
Do I sound beautiful or do I sound wonderful?
Both. On the side, or on Alpha Team, we have the Gold Dynamo, we have some Dapple Dualies, one of the few cooler weapons, and we have Double Stamp in the form of Sploosh and Inkbrush Nouveau. Bravo Team, we have a Mini Splatling, we have a Silver Can, we have a Custom Jet Squelcher, and we again have Dapples. Both teams want that cooler.
Yeah, didn't see a whole lot of the red Dapples during the last low-tier heroes, but I would expect maybe to see a little bit more of it this time. Cooler, of course, proving itself to be invaluable in any mode. Right now, with an early lead going over to the Shrimpless Corals as it flips to green once more.
Yep. That lead is quickly diminishing, though. As they go 2 down, there's the flip.
See a bit of sharking here from the jolly bunch of Splattles here. Nice little pick, but unfortunately didn't really pay off here. 2 down on the asset. Still no zone flip.
This might be time for Shrimpmas Carols to get the retake, especially with that Reef Slider.
Yeah, the Reef Slider will do it. Real heads-up decision having a Reef Slider weapon.
Especially here in zones. We're seeing the Stamp come through, trying to get the pick on the Mini. Unfortunately gets a bit outmaneuvered by those Dapples. We are seeing a rain on zone, but that's another Stamp from Splatholes. Shrimpmas Carols coming in, capping the... not quite capping, there's the cap.
The flank for the dually still staying alive somehow. Just giving just enough time for the Splatholes to come in and reclaim the zone. Not a whole lot of movement has been made on that penalty for Shripness Corals there, Tallman.
Yeah. Current scores are sitting at 72 to 38 with penalties on both sides. Shripness Corals have got to hold that zone for a decent chunk of time if they want to stand a chance against the Splat Holes. Dynamo getting some crucial ledge picks.
Reef Slider not really quite close enough to the zone to get anything done. Still have 2 minutes, but that penalty is quickly diminishing. Another nice pick from the Dynamo here.
I haven't seen Dynamo plays this good since Splatoon 2, when it worked. 30 points remaining for the Splat Holes and counting down.
Splat Holes maintaining a lot of presence here, even as players start to go down, still maintaining a good amount of...
Oh, but there's the zone flip. They're back in penalty at 8.
See 2 go down to the hammer. Here's the Reef Slider.
Your Slider gets the cap. Oh, but the penalty's
Punish.
still there.
Dapple's on zone, trying to make something happen. Very close to Cooler. Down
I mean, that's the advantage of running V Dapples, is that cooler is 180.
True, and Dapples is not a terrible amount of paint, so certainly not the worst thing we're running. Plus, with that mobility, just going to be very useful here. We don't have a lot of shooters in the map pool that are very accurate. We have a lot of the spray shooters in the
Ooh, nice stamp cancel there from that arrow spray. Less than a minute left, score 68 to 8.
Squirrels coming in, getting a
You
nice
love to
snipe.
see the
And
stamp
down,
throw.
3 down.
That's 3 down on the Splat Holes.
Love to see this.
Shripness Corals taking back that zone.
Yeah, we cancel more hammers here.
They're gonna have to. There's 2 of them on this team. Splat Holes just barely capping zone. It was contested for a while there. Dapples jump out to save that cooler.
Yeah, Squib's going to have to make something happen now, though.
Ooh, not quite enough time. Game 1 goes to the Splat Holes.
Respectful showing in that first match. Cooler on both sides. Those hammers being both kind of that double-edged sword with that ability to really turn the tide if they can get a couple picks, but also just being so vulnerable, particularly to things like those splatlings. We'll see if any adjustments are made by Shripness Corals in between as we move on to tower control.
Tower control, Manta Maria. I really like Manta Maria. It was one of my favorite maps in 2. It's still up there in 3. Just all the vertical walls and different ways you can move around.
It is, from what I've heard from others, is kind of a contentious map. I think it serves a very important purpose in this game because of the reasons you described. That verticality, some of those interesting kind of nooks and crannies. It can snowball on some of these modes, but this is the game we've chosen to play, where most of these maps can snowball. I quite like it in this format because a lot of the... I feel like a lot of the cheese and from some of the long-range picks or like really oppressive specials has been lessened a little bit.
Definitely.
What sort of new cheese the folks come up with?
I mean, you left Blobbers in the pool. we're likely to see some Bloblobbers at some point on Manta.
I have a feeling, just an inkling that we're going to see some Bloblobbers in this tournament. Just a little inkling. We did see a little bit of blob play last time. We actually saw quite a bit of a variety here, and this time with a couple more teams, hoping to see even more. We did see an all undercover Brella team last time. Don't know if anyone's going to be brave enough to attempt that again.
That sounds like an awful match for me. I am so bad at fighting undercover.
It can be sneaky tough to deal with.
No Bloblobbers. Interesting. On Alpha Team, the Splat Holes, we have Gold Dynamo, we have those Dapples, we have that Inkbrush Nouveau. We've switched to a Clash Blaster, though. Meanwhile, on the side of Shrimpmas Corals, we have a Heavy Edit Deco, or not Heavy Edit Deco, Heavy Deco. We have a Gold Aerospray, we have a Splattershot Nova, and we again have those Dapples.
Definitely looking like some concerted effort to adjust to this map and mode, with some of the both Booyah and Whale and Kraken being picked as specials to try to maintain some control of the tower. Plus that Clash Blaster going to add that little bit of AoE here.
Blasters do tend to do very well on tower control. We do see Shrimpmas Corals break through checkpoint 1. Splat Holes now in possession of tower, but for the first minute there, they really weren't.
Nice little punish on the Aerospray here from the brush. Now going to come in with that hammer down through the street. Not getting cancelled by the heavy splatling in the process, going to allow the jolliest bunch of Splat Holes to break past another checkpoint and not quite take the lead here.
Yeah, that's a 1 point difference. That Gold Dynamo again causing problems. That Zuka hit the pillar on 2 of those shots. There's a lead flip. Splat Hole's at checkpoint 2. Oh, but someone snuck up from behind.
Should be the opportunities. Looks like someone might be wearing some thermal ink here to get a little bit of a...
I mean, it's a Nova. Are we surprised?
Right.
When you're a 5-hit kill, you need to see your enemy. Booyah Bomb is charged on Shrimpmas Corals. And it goes out specifically targeting that Gold Dynamo.
The Dynamo's still living here. Probably not going to survive this Kraken, though.
Yeah, few things do survive a Kraken.
Not an insurmountable lead here. Just looks like both teams just trying to win a couple more fights to initiate their...
That was a 4 indirect check. 3 down on the side of the Splat Holes, though. Nice pick from the Zuka.
Just trades back and forth.
Devil Dooley's trying to take more defensive positions. That's a trade from the Aerospray and the brush. They're really looking for that Dynamo.
The meat grinder portion of the game here.
Cooler out, but they're 2 down.
Looking like the Splat Hole's going to try to extend their lead here a little bit. This Dynamo just putting it in a really difficult position to deal with here.
They're through checkpoint 2. Shrimpmas Corals aiming that Booyah Bomb at tower. The surprise Zuka did not shoot them. Shrimpmas Corals now in possession of tower, but they hopped off to try and pursue a pick.
Here, this Dapple. Having to send 3 at this Dapple here, finally going down. Cooler at the ready. Just Dynamo get picked off, presumably by that Booyah here. 44 seconds. Once again, Miss Coral's going to have to try to make something happen here, turn things around.
Yeah, but they're 2 down. That might be difficult. Score 73 to 45. That is a comfy lead for Splat Holes.
A little bit more here with Chumps at the ready as well. Gonna make things even more difficult. This is a diabolic position for this Dynamo to be in here.
Oh, and it looks like that was a chump kill.
One more, yep, one going down to the Chumps as well as they're sharking on the wall.
We are in overtime, but it didn't last long. And that means the winner of this round is the Jolly Bunch of Splat Holes.
With that, it looks like all of the round 1 matches have come to a finish. We're gonna roll straight into round 2.
Let's go ahead and take a look at that bracket.
Yeah, being told my volume is still a little bit low. I'll try to...
Here, I can boost it a little bit more. Is it possible to switch the stream to color lock? Absolutely. Let me do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna put myself on color lock as well.
I meant to do that before, but I didn't.
Yeah. Same. Color lock. Number 1.
So that was a 2-0 sweep for the Jolly Bunch of Splat Holes.
And looking like we have our results coming in. So we're going to see what the bracket looks like once we get the report. And we have...
Looks like we'll be following those Splat Holes as they face off against Finn Godzilla.
Yeah, we might be switching here. Let's see what's going on. We've got someone on the back end that might be changing it up so we can see more teams.
We'll go ahead and wait to see when the lobbies open up and which lobby will be joining. Until then, I did change up my gear to be more appropriate to the tournament. I was running an illegal weapon for my commentary attire. I have since fixed it. This is fine and perfectly reasonable, I promise. It is, in fact, light Tetradualies with nothing but Sub-Saver. It's fine.
Of course. I mean, you gotta make use of your sprinklers. They're on the kit.
Light Tetras are never reasonable. I mean, you're not entirely wrong.
Aha. The chariot has arrived. And
Yes,
it looks like, yeah, we are going to be viewing some different teams here. Oh, we have sister teams here. Drinking your milkshake and eating your veggies. These are actually two kind of halves of the same coin, if I'm not mistaken, as the East Coast and West Coast kind of chapters of the same conglomerate of players. And most of which, if not all, happen to be in DOS. So this should be an interesting one. I'm sure they've had this matchup many times.
A classic Tail East versus West.
Tale as old as time, really. They'll just
Also, while we have a bit of
snapping your fingers here.
Yeah, while we have a bit of downtime, shout out to Great Man, our beloved Great, resubscribing with Prime.
Wonderful. This
If you want to make sure your tournament
accurate.
If you want to make sure your tournament experience is ad-free, the subscribe button is right there, and I will be shilling. Oh, looks like the players are in, so let's wait for Nintendo to divvy up the teams and see the game opening with Clam Blitz Crableg Capital.
Yeah. Clam Blitz, a fan favorite. He had a all Clam Blitz tournament not too long ago. I can't remember what month that was. I am holding a recently having become legal weapon, the new Squiffer here. Another one I think this one has a pretty high ceiling here, but
yeah,
difficulty.
So I'm curious, which map do you like better, Kelp Dome or Crableg Capital?
Ooh. So this is a tough question because Kelp Dome is the first map I ever played in Splatoon 1 for like the first match of Turf War that I ever did. So it has, and it's not like we won that one, and it felt really good. So it has a special place in my heart. But I also don't think it's objectively a very good map. But I do think it's a fun map, except when it's not.
Yeah, it's a fun map in Splatoon 1 until your opponent has a Tri-Slosher.
Yeah, basically. Ooh, that's tough. That is a tough one. I'm gonna say I think that Kelp Dome is a little bit more interesting of a map. But I do think that Crableg is in the top half of of maps in this particular game. I'd say but I wouldn't say the same about Kelp Dome in either one or two. But I think I like Kelp Dome better.
Certainly, my first game in Splatoon 1 was on Camp Triggerfish. Camp Triggerfish was not in the rotation.
How about that? That's that's certainly one way to introduce yourself to the game. All right.
On the side of, I believe it's Drinking Your Milkshake, is our alpha team here. We have a C Junior, we have that heavy Deco, we have some Dowser Doolies, and we have an L3D. Meanwhile, on the side of Eating Your Veggies, we have a C-Jet, we have an Undercover, we have an Order Blaster, aka Luna Blaster, and we have Dowsers.
Dowsers on both sides, incidentally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice to see that as a mid-range option here, mid to long.
Absolutely. In terms of like kit strength, L3D is definitely up there in this weapon pool.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think the burst bombs in particular are going to help with just all of these team fights here. Particularly, again, we have a lot of these lower damage weapons that just having a little bit of long range burst damage is going to help with a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. We do see two power clams in possession of Drinking Your Milkshake. They're keeping a clam in play, but not holding it. It goes to the void. And it looks like Eating Your Veggies is going to be guarding that other clam to make sure it too goes to the void. Reef Slider getting punished, as Reef Slider does.
Back of not having as much cooler option is just Reef Slider being so much more vulnerable without the super drone. You see Eating Your Veggies here. With a bit of a player advantage, not quite having put together a power clam, but taking a lot of map in the process.
Current clam economy definitely favors them, but I think it's about tied now. Actually, that's 0 clams on the side of drinking your milkshake. Meanwhile, there's a power clam from eating your veggies.
2 specials at the ready here, seeing maybe if the Zipcaster is going to make a difference as the Luna Blaster comes through. A very nice pick on that backliner here. Maybe making it 2.
Making it 3, looks like. That's 3 down on the side of drinking your milkshake. There's the score. Will it just be the power clam? Nope. We are getting some clams in.
See the
Eating your veggies gets a wipeout and takes the score down to 53. We are experiencing some internet-related technical difficulties because my computer is dumb. My apologies about that.
nice lead now for eating your veggies, 47 to 100, with another power clam at the ready. Drinking your milkshake starting to creep their way process.
Yeah, my internet is dying again. And oh, wait. I think the stream is back.
Fine.
Stream is coming.
We're drinking your milkshake here. Do see power clam. Looks like drink your milkshake.
Interesting power
Nice
clam
pick
throw,
here.
trying to get it out of. There's 2 clams on the side of drinking your milkshake.
Do see a hammer at the ready. Could be the entry tool that they need, but a Zipcaster coming out. Going to need to be careful not to get hit here.
There's the throw.
Able to open the basket and get a pick in the process. With a couple
Oh,
of
but that other
clams
power
down.
clam went to the void.
Unfortunate. There might not be enough time here. It looks like they don't have a pity online. We do have the
Nope,
overtime.
that barrier
but
goes
not for
back
long.
up. That game goes to eating your veggies.
Yeah, a respectable push at the end from drinking a milkshake. Unfortunately, not quite long enough, sustained long enough to flip it. To be some
Mm-hmm.
clam economy
was-
issues as well.
Yeah. I do apologize for the stream hiccups. I don't know why my internet has suddenly become unstable, but just in case, I am also keeping a local recording. So, the first game we saw, which was Splat Holes, was fine. That Clan Blitz match was rough, but after that, we will have a clean copy that can go up on the YouTube channel.
So for those of you who love to hear the sounds of my voice in Solmu and look at the game in not, 2 frames per minute, we'll be able to get that up on the YouTube afterwards. In the meantime, let's pray to Splat Gods and hope that everything goes on smoothly at Splat Zone's Umami Ruins.
Now, speaking personally, I have heard this map got better. I don't necessarily agree. Like, it did get better, but it's still mid.
Yeah, I was on. So prior to the changes, I felt this was the worst map of the game. Then the changes happened, and I'm like,
Oh dear.
Yeah, alright. The OBS lag finally caught up. Let me try and get back into the lobby. Yes, there was indeed a comm error. I'll try again. Currently, Discord says my ping is 5,000 milliseconds. Technology is fantastic. Okay, I'm back in. Give me just a moment to get back into the lobby, assuming it didn't die. That's unfortunate. We will look at the replay code for this to see what we miss when the battle ends. I would offer radio commentary for the stream viewers, but Discord has not returned from the void. Wait, hold on, I think maybe. Am I back? Chat, speak to me. Am I back?
You are back.
Okay, good. You're still spectating. You're still spectating the lobby, right?
I'm still in here.
Excellent. I got kicked out due to a communication error.
All right.
So if you could give us the audio drama play-by-play.
Well, we are now looking at the lead having flipped to eating your veggies, as there are 16 splat points left on the screen here. Looking at 82 from drinking your milkshake, and we do see a zone flip yellow here for drinking your milkshake, and a rain cloud is out, and the game is not over. We now are at 82 and 5. Drinking your milkshake looking to recover some of their lead here, getting a kick in the process. And they have now gotten rid of their lead, but we have two specials coming out from eating your veggies. Not going to be enough to flip the zone, as the points still count down into the 60s. You see a flank from the Gloogadoolies, a pinch now getting rid of that Dreadringer. And another kill from the Gloogadoolies, leaving 2 down on the side of drinking your milkshake. Again, taking down their Explosher. Kicking through, they have a lot of penalty here, but only 5 splat points remaining as they start to move into the spawn, getting another pick on the process, but trading because of it. We do see a hammer get cancelled, and jumps coming in as specials start to build. Only about 15 points left on that penalty. Dreadringer going down, 2 down from drinking your milkshake. And just about out of penalty, but now the zone's neutral. We see a nice pick from the Undercover Brella coming down. Just about out of penalty here. 2 points, 1 point, 3, 2. 2 points hanging on. Not quite over yet. See a hammer getting canceled, and just the Explosher up with the wipeout. And that game is going to go to eating your veggies.
Let's give them their point, and we will watch the replay code later.
Looking like we still have a couple of games going on right now.
That is a 2-0, so actually we have time to watch that right now. Let me get that replay code pulled up here.
I will attempt to do the same commentary backwards.
That's fine, we can recom it.
Still got a couple more games. the opportunity for there to be a game 3 situation in any of these rooms, haven't quite seen the results roll in to confirm. I will need to probably hit the replay at the same time, won't I? Oh, and I also need to get the code, won't I?
Let's go ahead, download that replay. And don't worry about this. Let's see it.
Right. I'm almost there.
We'll go ahead and pause and rewind back to 5. Or rewind back to the beginning.
I haven't started it yet. But I will when you give me the cue.
Alright. I am
Count me
at
in.
-3. So we are standing on the spawners. And ready, go. Opening up here on the side of Drinking Your Milkshake, we have a C Junior, we have an X-Blosher, we have a Dreadnought D, and we have that L3D. Meanwhile, on the side of Eating Your Veggies, we have a C-Jet, we have an Undercover Umbrella, we have an Anarchy Nova, and we have some Glue Guts. Early possession in favor of Drinking Your Milkshake. Or not Drinking Your Milkshake, Eating Your Veggies. They do go 2 down, though. There's a flip. Now Zones are in control of Drinking Your Milkshake. Stamp gets canceled by a Reef Slider.
Drinking Your Milkshake working with a lot of paint here. The hammer getting canceled by the Reef Slider in the process. Now going 2 down with Eating Your Veggies coming back in. Try to take care of a weight breaker here.
Drinking Your Milkshake is in possession of Zones, but it looks like that's going to be flipping here. As one of them gets back and Eating Your Veggies takes control of their right zone. Then taking control of the other zone. Scores are 69 to 82. We do see some good picks from the Inkjet.
Nice. Very, very nice picks here. That penalty's almost gone here.
The penalty is gone, and they're ticking down. They're past 47.
Really nice job staying alive here, being patient, and getting their picks.
Booyah Bomb comes out from the Glugas. 25 points remaining. Oh, that stamp might just save them. Down to 5 points from Eating Your Veggies. Drinking Your Milkshake has to take possession back. There's the penalty. Quite a hefty one at that. Drinking Your Milkshake in possession, but Zones have flipped. They need to hold possession for a long time. 5 is a hard number to come back from.
You'll see some of the penalties gone here, starting to eat away at that difference here, going down into the 60s.
But there's the penalty coming right back. Scores are 60 to 5 in favor of Eating Your Veggies. Lugadoolies do go down. Stamp comes out from Drinking Your Milkshake, but gets canceled by the C-Jet. Ritter getting a pick. Looks like that was a trade as well. Eating Your Veggies down to 8 points of penalty left, but those zones are neutral. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Penalty's gone. Oh, and that's 3 down on the side. Oh, that's a wipeout on drinking your milkshake. That's gonna give the game to eating your veggies.
And with that, it looks like we have match results here for all of round 2. We're going to be moving
There's
on
the fist bump too. Love to see it.
We're going to be moving on to round 3 here momentarily.
Yep, let's go ahead and reset these. And take another look at the bracket. Looks like we will be returning to the Shrimpmas Corals. Watching Ricochet and Slay versus Shrimpmas Corals. Currently, the Cloud Yellers are at the top of the scoreboard, with Eating Your Veggies not too far behind. The Splatholes also managed to sweep. And the 3 Daddies and 1 Fine Lady round out our top 4. We still have yet another round of Swiss after this Swiss round 3.
Now, once we get through 4 rounds of Swiss, we are going to go into our playoff semifinals and finals. 4 teams will advance to semifinal, and of course, our final teams will face off in the final battle. Waiting the check-ins here for our teams.
The room is ready.
Is live. With Shrimpmas Corals coming in again along with the Ricochet and Slay.
Alright. Members of both teams are filing in.
We have not seen Ricochet or Slay yet. Something tells me that this should be a pretty entertaining match for us here. I've been really thrilled with the variety of weapons we've seen so far, all of the different comps that people are experimenting with and flexing on. I would expect to see even more variety coming up very shortly.
Certainly. There are a couple of weapons that I thought would be shoo-ins that surprisingly haven't seen much play. Like, we haven't seen a Bloblobber. We only saw the 1 Clash Blaster. We haven't seen a Paintbrush.
Yeah, naturally we don't have access to all of the... Well, we're not able to look at absolutely every match going in real time. We will be taking data at the end of this tournament to see just what the numbers are, see what kind of usage we have in the interest of getting as big of a variety of weapons represented as possible, particularly those that might be a little bit less common.
So what I'm hearing from this is that Low Tier Heroes 4 is just going to be Big Swig.
Well, yeah, Big Swig and, well, probably recycled Brella as well at this point. Although I don't know, I've seen some pretty good recycled umbrella players out there. We are just about into the room as we head into our next round of Can't See Because I'm Zipcasting.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We're back to Rainmaker Humpback Pump Track. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
If you're wondering why my reaction is like this, in the tournament I play in, or in the league I play in, the Proton Splat League, we had Silver Bracket last night, and this map mode combo showed up like 3 times.
So
If Crackhead is still in,
love it and are excited to see it again, right?
if Crackhead is still in chat, they can confirm.
Get some comp picks here. We have not seen any Rainmaker yet. Let us know in chat if you think that the Rainmaker is a low tier weapon.
I feel like it's hard to place it on a tier list just because it is the objective. Oh,
look at
I was wanting to see some Bloblobbers. Here's some Bloblobbers for you. 4 Bloblobbers on the side of 4 on the side of Ricochet and Slay. Meanwhile, on the side of the Shrimp Miss Corals, we have a more traditional comp of Dapples, Sea-Jet, Sploosh, and Zinc, or not Zinc Mini, regular Mini.
If they wouldn't have popped there with 4 Bloblobbers, then I just don't know.
Let's get down into the action a little bit. Oh, Commentator's Curse. There's a wipeout. While I attempt to remember the controls here, trying to put it back on auto cam.
It is ZL and R together.
There we go.
Looking like Shrimp Miss Corals going to break that checkpoint here.
Yep, Ricochet and Slay currently 3 down, coming back. Shrimp Miss Corals back in possession of Rainmaker. Taking the lead back. There's a lot of rain, though. That's 3 down on the side of Shrimp Miss Corals. Ricochet and Slay back in possession. I think they're called that because they're going
with all of those bubbles going at you.
Do you think they're called Ricochet and Slay because this is their strat? Just 4 blob? There's a wipeout.
Opportunity here to maybe extend the lead for Shrimp Miss Corals. Taking that left route, nice and risky.
Don't quite make the jump on the first try, but don't worry, there's enough bubbles around to keep you from doing it again.
So you thought you'd take this route, huh? Think again.
There's too many walls in the way. You cannot succeed.
See one cloud coming out. Creeping in, could be...
Oh, there's a stab coming in from behind. There's a lead flip. Ricochet and Slay taking it to the taking it to the goal, and succeeding.
That hammer cancel was crucial there. First game 1 going to Ricochet and Slay. What a comp. That's all that can be said. What a comp.
And the matching emotes just to seal the deal.
Of course. Gotta sit
And
on
the
the back.
fist bump. You know, some days I do truly love this video game. Especially when I don't have to play it.
Yes. The best way to prevent tilt. Alright, well, I wonder what comp Ricochet and Slay will bring next.
I think this may be their game plan. We might see a Blob Deca. I don't know.
I wonder if there'll be purists and just go regular blob. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with them picking Deco, but you know, it just depends on how much of a bit they want to commit to.
Mm-hmm. Both Subsaver Sprinkler is just ridiculously cheap.
Just fight so
Like that. That is Splat Bomb and single player levels of cheap. Alright, Clan Blitz, Inkblood Art Academy.
Yeah, this is a good one. This one's a fighty one.
Yeah. Inkblot has gatekept my team, Planet Firefin, on multiple occasions.
I have to wonder how 4 Bloblobbers will fare. You shan't have to wait.
I might take some notes. Chat is hyped for the clams.
As they are wont to be.
Oh, we have some Blob Decos here.
Seeing a switch.
We have 2 Bloblobbers and 2 Blob Decos on the side of Ricochet and Slay. Meanwhile, on the side of Shrimpmas Corals, we have some V-Dapples, we have some Gluga Decos, we have we have a Nova, and we have a Heavy Deco.
I do like that comp. It feels like a comp that'll cover each other's weaknesses pretty well.
Yeah, that combined with Gluga Decos being one of the only weapons in this pool to have Trizuka.
Yep.
It's what, that and V-Clash?
That and V-Clash.
3 down on the side of Ricochet and Slay. Thanks in no small part to that Kraken.
It was a very nice time Kraken with the...
There's a football. And there's the score from Shrimpmas Corals.
See, it looks like this Dapples is going to try to sneak into the bats here, see if they have enough time to keep the basket open, and they certainly do, getting 3 more into the process.
Oh, but those blobs are after them. Unable to jump out.
Yeah,
Shrimpmas Corals getting the points down to 53. But these Bloblobbers are keeping a surprisingly good defense. It is now Power Clan +1 to get through penalty.
See what blob go down.
That's a Trizuka.
Coming out.
Ooh, doesn't quite hit in time. Ricochet and Slay gets a score in, but will it just be a Power Clam? It's looking like it will.
We do have that Kraken here. Not going to be able to open up any more opportunities for Power Clams to come in. Ricochet and Slay just looking to hope to maintain some map control here. Get some of these clouds
Storm
out.
comes out.
That's not planted.
That is a free Pity Clam for the Shrimpmas Corals, though.
A nice
They can either-
flank from the Dapples.
That's a
taking 3
wipeout.
out of the bottom. There's the wipe.
They opt to grab it. They could hold on to the clam to ensure an overtime, but when you're just trying to win the game, you're not thinking about overtime.
2 down. This could be an opportunity to score. Not really pushing in very aggressively here, although we do see the Kraken come in, and there's the ball coming in.
There's the penalty gone. There's another ball.
Dapples
down to
sneaking that
30.
right in. It's the
We're
benefit
just
of
trying to
mobility
duck
here.
and weave around those blobs, but they hit. They hit those angles. Another Power Plus 1 penalty, but Shrimp and Squirrels are down to 30 points compared to 80 on Ricochet and Slay.
That is looking pretty purple right now as we click into the last minute and a half.
Oh, there's so many sprinklers. No one show IHOP.
So many sprinklers, so much rain. I think that Kraken might be punished
Nice
here.
punish on the Kraken.
These point sensors doing a lot of work too, as well, just keeping these blobs marked at all times.
Yeah, and that's useful because with Blob Blobber, you never know what angle they're coming from. It can be very hard to tell. But if they're tagged,
I wonder if Shrimp and Squirrels is going to initiate another push here or just play defense.
they have 2 footballs. Kraken's out, going to be causing some problems.
Another
We have a Kraken battle.
Kraken battle
I think
royale.
a third Kraken has entered the field. That football's going to the void, but Shrimp and Squirrels does still have another one. 20 seconds left on the clock. Ricochet and Slay has to make a move here.
Jump in.
Wait, there's a jump! Who left that beacon there?
Apple snuck in and right behind, left that cooler, and gave enough time to the jump. We are going to trigger overtime here, and we're going to have an additional
That
power
is
time.
an overtime.
Hard to say
They
if that
could have kept that basket open. They did have clams to throw in. Kraken out.
another Kraken
There's
out.
another 3 Krakens out. But
Oh, not
they
quite
didn't
enough time.
have enough time. Game 2 goes to the Shrimp and Squirrels.
With that, we're going to Game 3, our first Game 3 of the stream.
That was a really good game. Ricochet and Slay just really struggled to get the numbers advantage they needed to push.
Yeah, the benefits of having some mobile play, just having the Dapples constantly get into the bats, drawing attention away, and allowing for that jump at the end, just to pull a little bit of tension and waste a little bit of time to prevent a bigger push from Ricochet and Slay. A lot of heads-up play. We'll have to see how this plays now in splat zones, which, well, Shrimp and Squirrels is going to have to do a lot of painting here to make up for playing against 4 Blob Blobbers, and I'm guessing we'll see 4 Ink Storms here.
Yeah, Splat Zone's Hagglefish Market was another map that decided some things in Silver Bracket. Also, thank you for continuing to talk so that chat would ignore how bad I am with Zipcaster. It's tragic.
I think that the Zipcaster weapons in this pool have some of the highest ceiling here, but I do think that they're... If you're not practiced with Zipcaster, these are not weapons I would recommend just picking up for this tournament.
Yeah.
Be left with a lot of noodle arm. Right, and here we go.
Eventually. There we go. Oh no, not the communication error.
We seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties. Room is still up here.
Is the
Let's
match
try
still
again.
going?
Attempting to enter now. I'm hoping best case scenario that everyone got booted. It looks like we are going to be restarting this momentarily as people.
Yes, looks like that was a bit of a false start. That wasn't my connection, that was Nintendo.
Thanks, Nintendo.
Splatoon 3 is one of the online games of all time.
Hey, let's try that again. Hagglefish. Zones. 4 bloblobbers. 4 not bloblobbers. Who will be
You-
victorious?
You never know.
You decide.
Shrimp Miss Carols might take a page out of Ricochet and Slay's book here, just to try and match paint output.
Play 4 bloblobbers. That would be the most insane counter pick. I think ever. Just copying your opponent's meme team. Don't let your memes be dreams.
Yep, that is 4 vanilla bloblobbers versus an actual comp.
Unfortunately.
We have a heavy deco, we have a silver aerospray, we have a 96 gal, and we have a C-Jet.
I haven't seen the 96 gal yet. Thinking one, maybe that vacuum will do a nice job of preventing these bubbles from just totally wrecking things. And again, we see that reef slider capping zone.
Oh,
here.
that's 3 storms out on zone. There's a Kraken out.
Very aggressive play here by that heavy deco. Another reef slider.
That reef slider got a pick on the other side of zone. I don't know how that happened. Penalty is gone for Shrimp Miss Corals. Current
Down
score is
here.
93 to below 70.
More rain clouds coming out. Not quite enough to cap here. And again,
Keep in mind,
with
there
that reef
is
slider.
a buff for bloblobbers to be fighting in that rain. It will heal them. That was a change that I don't know if it's seen any major play. But it was made. You heal at the rate of swimming if you're fighting in your team's Ink Storm.
I think
There's
short
the
of
ink
rain
vac.
technical problems, we haven't really seen much in the way of rain. It's not to my knowledge, but it will certainly help the survivability here.
Ooh, we see 2 picks from the 96. Shrimp Miss Corals having strong possession of zone, but they did lose lead.
Just a little bit here. Looks like they're going to cut through their penalty here. We got a Kraken online. 3 down. Let's see if this Kraken comes out to try to keep the bloblobbers at bay. Here it is.
There's more storms coming from the bloblobbers.
Surprisingly not fully dominating.
There was a reef slider, I think.
Something very strange happened with the reef slider on my screen, because we now have
Yes.
there.
We have 2 disconnects on the side of Ricochet and Slay. And there's a communication error.
There's still no zone flips. I am still in this lobby. Not really sure what exactly is going on here. The zone has finally flipped to purple. There is a Kraken coming out. They're still fighting. I believe we are past the point of a reset. Maybe one of the TOs can confirm with me. Looking like Shrimpmas Corals has brought it down to 15 and counting, down below 10. They do have 3-1 advantage here, and a Reef Slider online. Gonna take it down to a victory for Shrimpmas Corals here in the last few seconds. Unfortunate that it had to come to that, but sometimes these things play out that way.
So that game went to Shrimpmas Corals, and the 2 disconnects stand.
Just going to confirm with my team here.
That was Spectator DC and also 2 disconnects, from my perspective, on...
We ended up with 3 disconnects total. 2 on one team and the last one on the other. Just going to,
Yeah, that combined with 1 spectator.
I'm going to pull up the rules here just to be extra super sure. Forgive me for not reminding myself of this prior to the match. I believe that everything is going to stand. Alright, yes. We have played it out, so this is going to stand. I believe we're also past the time limit that we're going, so we are going to... Yeah. Let's see.
Oh.
After the first 30 seconds. Yeah. We have not we have played out the game, so the standing is going to be as is, with Shrimpmas Corals taking that set 2-1.
Well, sounds like a plan. I do apologize. It is a cloudy day here. And apparently the companies that run the various grids around here cannot operate under less than 100% perfect sunshine. Let's take a quick look at the bracket, shall we? Looks as though we are waiting on finalization. Of this set, and then we will move on to the next round. Alright, and looks like the next matchup we'll be seeing is Cloud Yellers versus Box of Slinkies. In the meantime, it looks like Eating Your Veggies has secured a place in playoffs. You're still there, yes?
Yes, I am. Just working through the TO section here. Kudos to Eating Your Veggies for now being at the top of the ranking with 9 points. Looking like we have about 5 teams here that will be vying to get to the next 3 seeds. So we're going to be seeing one of those matches now. Cloud Yellers and Box of Slinkies.
I certainly want to yell at some clouds today. Tell you that.
Alright, looks like the scores have been reported, and we are going to be moving on to the next round.
Yep, once the tournament lobby opens, we'll be cutting back to the game screen.
Great. Another set of teams we haven't had a chance to see yet. Do want to point out the Cloud Yellers, returning champions of Low Tier Heroes 1.
Considering their performance so far, it seems like they might be among the favorites to win.
Interested to see what they're going to be bringing differently to the table. Or I believe one of the weapons that they brought to the last tournament in as the comp of the Splattershot Pro was banned for this particular one. So interested to see how they make adjustments with their midline. The Crab Tank was proved to be very, very good. Not to mention the midline pressure. This was a pre-buff Splattershot Pro.
Yeah, there is a crab weapon in the pool. The L3 Nozzle Nose.
I do think that the L3, despite its... I suppose because of difficulty, it's kind of tricky to play. Just it's very input intensive. I do think that it could be another one of those very high ceiling weapons. Just again, due in no small part to that Crab Tank just being so useful as kind of a pseudo backline option when you need it.
Definitely.
We
also have, surprisingly, not just one, but two Tenta Missile weapons in the pool.
Yeah,
Both
we
the
have
Paintbrush
not
Nouveau and the Splatana Wiper Deco.
Absolutely. Splatanas were a difficult one to balance because I don't actually think that there is a bad Splatana in this game, but we wanted to represent every class. And that one felt like the one that had the least oppressive kit on its own. It didn't see a ton of use last Low Tier Heroes, and Paintbrush Nouveau, I don't know if it saw use, actually. It's escaping me whether it did. If it did, it didn't see very much. So missiles haven't really been cropping up too much in Low Tier Heroes as of yet.
Yeah, I also have to correct myself. There are 3 missile weapons. I forgot about Vanilla Gootuber.
That's right, the Vanilla Gootuber being the other one. That weapon scares me. I think that if you get someone who's really accurate, that could be a big problem. It is a very difficult weapon to slot into a comp, though. But I do think that the slow charge rate is somewhat mitigated in this format, and the kit is just kind of nuts on it.
But it got buffed in the patch. It's 4 frames faster.
It's 4 whole frames faster. Yeah, a bunch of these weapons got buffed after the list was published, or at least after the list was finalized. I'm not sure if it was published yet. Luna Blaster being another one that got buffed. L3s and H3s as well. There were Cloud Yellers and Box of Slinkies.
Oh, we have a Brella. I think that we have Brellas on both sides.
Sorella Brella, to be precise.
We have a CJ, we have a Sorella Brella, we have a Clash Blaster, and we have a Rapid Blaster versus a Sorella Brella, a Heavy Deco, a Splooshomatic, and a Clash Blaster. Very similar comps on both sides.
A lot of Clash coming out. Seeing the double blaster, I'm interested to see how that pans out here.
Looks like Box of Slinkies was the first one to make it to checkpoint 1. Stamp comes out, no one's on the tower. There we go. Ooh, Kraken gets cancelled, but they do get past the first checkpoint.
There's a lot of chip on these comps. Brella going to be really rough against some of these blasters, just kind of able to mitigate some of the issues with shooting across the shield just by going over. See the hammer as Box of Slinkies attempts to slide into checkpoint number 2 here.
We see an Inkjet coming out.
Soft wipe. Strikes coming out, as well as the Zuka. Some very strong specials here.
Cloud Yellers break through the first checkpoint. Trizuka comes out from Box of Slinkies. Gets a pick on the Rapid Blaster before going down to the Inkjet, who gets sniped down by that Brella.
Just the Brella left up on Box of Slinkies, going to try to retreat here and maintain their Inkjet.
Cloud Yellers making it to checkpoint 2.
Not quite able to get past. One more
And that's
point.
55. Box of Slinkies managed to keep it from being a tie game. Cloud Yellers back in possession, but with only one alive, that's a wipeout! Box of Slinkies now in possession, making their way to check 2. And that Kraken might just guarantee it.
Yeah, could be able to guarantee it here. The 3 going down, only the Kraken now trying to keep this alive, having to retreat in the process. We've got Ink Strikes at the ready. Try to fish for a pick here before they push the tower again.
Cloud Yellers in possession of tower. Making their way to checkpoint 2. Strikes coming out to try and keep Box of Slinkies off, but they go 3 down. Box of Slinkies back in possession. There's a lot of back and forth this game.
Just about the closest game we've seen yet here with just under 2 minutes remaining. Kraken coming out. Gonna fish for a few more picks. Bit of a meat grinder in mid. Just taking a clear advantage here.
Flash Blaster getting a pick on that Splatling. 3 down on the side of Cloud Yellers, though. Box of Slinkies looking to take back some turf before they take tower.
I think they're going to have a Trizuka at the ready to try to get past this checkpoint here. Not quite able to get the Flash Blaster. Finding themselves in kind of a rough spot. Having really advanced the tower too much. Return fire from the specials from the Cloud Yellers. Just under a minute remaining.
That is not a comfortable lead, but it is still a lead for Box of Slinkies.
Umbrella riding alone here.
Cloud Yellers getting to the checkpoint, but getting chased off by that Inkjet. Unable to make any progress.
Cancel
Ooh, nice cancel on that Inkjet from the Clash Blaster. 10 seconds left. Cloud Yellers have to make a desperate push for that checkpoint.
Back in position here.
We are in overtime. There's the pick on everyone on tower. And that game goes to Box of Slinkies.
Not able to get past that Winter Stamp there. With a 1 point difference on tower control under Joe Spillway.
Very, very close game of tower control there. Just goes to show a 1 point lead is still a lead.
Some very very strong special coordination from both teams, just kind of coming down to a few one fights here. Just very, for what it's worth, both teams having very strong defenses, but with the Box of Slinkies just having a little bit more push, literally a point to cinch that.
Next up, it is Rainmaker Surgeon Shipyard.
Yeah.
Surgeon Shipyard is my other favorite map from Splatoon 2. And funny enough, in that game, they had the exact same amount of turfingable.
Yeah, I am a Sturgeon lover as well. I hear the criticisms of it. I just don't feel that they're bad enough.
Again, it's the verticality.
Yeah, exactly.
You introduce a game where you can just literally swim up walls effortlessly, and then all of your stages are flat with uninkable walls. Like, why?
Exactly. And I hear that it's long. I hear that there's some issues with the shape, but again, come on now, live a little. Climb some walls. Shark behind some barriers. Take a trip to the Fight Club.
Throw a sprinkler on the crane above the stage.
Throw a sprinkler with 3 pures of Sub-Saver. You won't even... Your ink tank won't even notice.
Very similar comp from the Cloud Yellers.
Like a
We again have that C-Jet Sorella Clash Blaster, but now we have a C-Junior. Okay.
Looking like there may have been a miscommunication here, possibly wanting to swap out a member. So gonna quickly check here, make sure that we have the correct map mode. We do have the correct map mode here. Not sure exactly what the issue is. Looks like we're gonna have a quick personnel change here. No harm, no foul. Get that back up and running momentarily.
Looks like Box of Slinkies wanted to substitute, but was not given enough time to do so.
Yeah, perhaps just a bit of a communication issue here. Looks like the teams have resolved it behind the scenes. Love to see the sportsmanship here.
Yeah, not allowing a substitution like this is just kind of petty, really.
I feel like the teams that come to participate in this tournament in this relatively small community, given the total size of the Splatoon community, generally are willing to cut each other some slack. Everyone just wants a good game. Ah, we have a weapon switch as well. Now we're talking. We have a
On
newcomer
this-
to the weapon pool.
Yep, on the side of Cloud Yellers, we have a C-Jet, we have a Octobrush Nouveau, we have that Clash Blaster, and we have that C-Junior. Meanwhile, on the side of Box of Slinkies, we have a Sorella, we have Light Tetradoolies, we have a Sploosh, and we have an Incline Tri-Stringer.
Flanked from behind here from what looks like to be the Sploosh here. Able to pick up the Rainmaker, oddly enough, and start initiating a push here.
Wavebreaker comes out from Cloud Yellers. They do manage to protect the checkpoint. Flash Blaster getting a pick on the Incline.
A lot of yellow ink coming in. Still haven't popped the Rainmaker just yet.
There's the pop. Nice direct hits on that Sploosh. Cloud Yellers in possession.
Direct to Clash going to make a big, big difference here. Accuracy is key with a weapon like that, just to help shore up some of the weaknesses of the weapon.
Possession is in the hands of Box of Slinkies. Ooh, but they get caught in the mist and found. 3 down on the side of Box of Slinkies. Cloud Yellers in possession of Maker, making the push.
The last being the bow pushed all the way back onto that left checkpoint. Right side is clear. Don't know if they have quite realized that, as they're initiating fights here on left. We got the flank from the Sorella Umbrella. Not going to pan out, unfortunately.
Rainmaker gets through checkpoint.
Very aggressively.
C Junior causing problems for the Box of Slinkies.
Risky move to try to get the Rainmaker out. Cloudthuggers looking to extend their lead here. Lots of beacons and yellow paint on the ground. A Wavebreaker at the ready.
Inkjet comes out. Ooh, C Junior tries to grab Rainmaker but gets found by the stamp very quickly.
Oh, looks like the Clash ended up picking up after all, pushing it down to 37. Just snuck in under with that splat bomb.
Inkline Tristringer trying to pick up the Rainmaker. There we go.
Not sure what happened there, but we finally picked it up.
Probably some latency issues given the other network stuff that's been going on.
2 minutes left here. Not an insurmountable lead, but are going to have to clear that first checkpoint. To come in. We do see the Zipcaster coming in with that light Tetra release, but the Rush going to come in and stop the Rainmaker in its tracks.
Cloud Yellers get the pop, throw some rain out, and grab that Rainmaker. Taking the jump over by the other checkpoint. Trying to make their way through Sneaky. Ooh, was that hit by a curling bomb? That was hit by a curling bomb.
I thought that was a bow for a second.
Inkjet out from the Box of Slinkies. Light Tetra's getting a good sneak-in kill.
Starting to approach that checkpoint here
1 minute left.
already.
Ooh, they don't quite hit the checkpoint.
Not quite there. We'll see if this Zipcaster can do anything about it. Getting one
Ooh,
pick.
not quite. Clash Blaster is there.
Jump getting punished as well. It's a good opportunity. We're going to see if Cloud Yellers want to try to stall here. If they're going to try to get the Rainmaker out of that position.
Current score is going to the last 30 seconds, 57 to 37. Cloud Yellers in possession.
Going down. 10 seconds. Just going to try to put it in an ambiguous position here.
3 down on the side of Box of Slinkies.
Just going to play for
That is game. This one goes to the Cloud Yellers.
And I feel like we're going to get to another Game 3 situation. The winner of this one is guaranteed to go on to the semifinals. We'll have to see what the standings are ultimately after all of the results have come in to see who exactly those teams will be.
Taking a quick look at the bracket, it looks like the Senior Cephala Squad, Rescue Squad, or Rescue Center, rather, has gone 2-0.
I believe that should secure them in the semifinals. If I am not mistaken.
Alright. Game 3. Clam Blitz Museum D'Alfonsino. I am so glad I'm not playing this.
Oh yeah. To contrast some of the praise that we've had on some of the other stages, I am not a big fan of this map anymore.
Neither am I. I never have been, actually.
Mode is fine. Like I think Clam Blitz is fine.
In a setting like this, Clam Blitz is absolutely fine. I'd argue it's pretty fun. My team has had some fun moments in Clam Blitz, but in solo queue, it's an unworthy endeavor.
Right. Looking like we will. Looking like a couple of other teams are starting to report their scores right now. And it looks like the Three Daddies and One Fine Lady will also be advancing.
I like watching the Silver Dummies dance.
The little wiggles.
Mm-hmm.
Silver Dummies.
Nothing quite hits like fresh sprinkler wiggles. Anyway, it's time for some football. Looks like that is the same comp as Rainmaker. Meanwhile, over on the side of Box of Slinkies, we have a Wiper Deco, we have a Heavy Deco, we have that Sploosh, and we have a Reflux Deco.
I haven't seen the Wiper or the Reflux yet, if I'm not mistaken. I certainly haven't seen the Reflux. Interested to see that.
Early Power Clam for Box of Slinkies. Reflux Deco goes down.
Very nice movement from the Sploosh here. Unfortunately being the last one up, but gonna try to be a menace on their side, going down to the process, unfortunately.
Oh, there's two clams on the side of Cloud Yellers, though. Once you get both in, getting their score down to 60, and counting.
Nicely timed Trizuka as well. Looking like there might not be any more clams up, unless this junior can get in and just sneak that last one in.
But that is it. Basket's closed. 145. That 27 penalty is hefty. That's going to take 3 clams in addition to the power to get through. Cloud Yellers back in possession of the football.
Looks like he's slowly taking more and more map control here as a Kraken comes out to try to make a little bit of space.
Kraken managed to cancel a Trizuka. Managed to get 2 picks. Stamp comes out. There's the score.
Nice coordination with that hammer. Not going to be able to provide the jump, unfortunately, as the Reflux holds on to their power climb here. And the basket closes.
Sploosh unable to save the Reflux there.
And the junior having gone onto the plat, now taking out 2, almost taking out 3 in the process.
Oh, but there was a jump back to base. Kraken comes out pincering that power clam. Junior was back in possession of the power clam.
They can't keep that power.
Oh, it doesn't quite go to the void. There's the wipeout.
Just barely keeping that clam alive as well, and a ton of clams on deck. That penalty is already gone.
Cloud Yeller's down to 43. And still going. Keeping that basket wide open. Oh, there was a missed throw there.
A couple more picks with
And
the
that-
retreating to mid.
That one is done. 80 to 34.
These beacons proving to be invaluable as well, just to help maintain that control and presence. Rush securing a kill on the Sploosh, and another ball in the hands of the Cloud Yellers.
Cloud Yellers trying to keep control of mid here. That Sploosh was laser focused.
Yeah, not quite paying off there. Just this Kraken up. Cloud Yellers is going to be able to open the basket again here.
11 clams will end the game. Ooh, but that's 3 down.
Really nice movement from this junior here. Just keeping it open as long as possible. Having to jump
And
out.
jumping
here.
out.
1 minute left.
Going into the last minute, scores are 80 to 9. But a power clam won't be enough to get rid of that penalty.
Already with 2 power clams made, going to make that clam economy really difficult for the box of Slinkies here. But they do have the specials and are getting the map control and picks they need to maybe initiate a push here.
Looks like the heavy deco's going around getting rid of those beacons.
Unfortunately, last up here, Cloud Yeller's going to come in and just reclaim all of that turf. Looks like there might be a cheeky flank from that Sploosh again.
There's a jump out. This will be going to overtime.
They do have
But that would take a major push from the box of Slinkies in order to get through.
the Reef Slider.
Reef Slider comes out. There's the wall. There's a wipeout. That's game. Good effort from the box of Slinkies. But that game goes to the Cloud Yellers.
Right, and with that, that is the last game of this round. GG's to all teams who have made it this way so far. We are going to be entering into the semifinals momentarily.
And one fist bump to end off Semi-Swiss. Taking a look at the bracket. We have the Three Daddies and One Fine Lady, who went 0-2. We have Cloud Yellers, who went 2-1. Senior Cephalopod Rescue Company, or Rescue Center, I think it is. Yeah, Rescue Center, went 2-0. Drinking Your Milkshake went 2-1, and Finn Godzilla went 2-0. The top 4 is locked in with Cloud Yellers, the Three Daddies and One Fine Lady, Eating Your Veggies, and Senior Cephalopod Rescue Center. We will be watching the Three Daddies and One Fine Lady versus Eating Your Veggies.
Get in. So far, a nice variety of weapons picked for this tournament. Do have a couple teams we haven't had the chance to spec yet. We're trying to get as many teams on stream as possible. If time permitting, we may see about looking at some other replays from perhaps previous rounds or from the other side of the semifinals bracket, just depending on how things go. We are going to be moving into best of 5 for these last 2 rounds here.
The teams are preparing for check-in. Once the lobby is up, we will tab back over to the game. Well, thankfully, it looks like things have stabilized as far as the stream.
The cloud yelling seems to have worked.
Thank goodness for that.
We have an interesting matchup here. Again, Eating Your Veggies, whom we've seen a little bit earlier, and then the Three Daddies and One Fine Lady. We actually have 3/4 of Daled Sushi Comp with a guest member hopping in here.
And it looks like we are opening on Splat Zone's Shipshape Cargo Company.
Back to Zone Ship Shape.
I think the season that gave us Crableg and Shipshape together, that was the best 2 maps they could have given us.
I think so. I think it did a lot for breaking some of the staleness that a lot of the other maps had, either by virtue of them being, from a competitive standpoint at least, less than desirable, or, you know, largely being the same maps every time. But both of these maps being, you know, at least viable in some of the Anarchy modes was definitely a big gift at the time.
Mm-hmm. Plus, the music that came with that season is some of my favorites they've added. I do hope H2O becomes a mainstay band.
They're a good one for sure. Alright, everyone, get your sub-saver sprinklers at the ready. It's time for the first round of semifinals.
Alright. That is indeed a V-Brella. We've got a C Junior, we've got a Crack-On Roller, and we've got a Heavy Deco all on the side of the Three Daddies and One Lady. Meanwhile, from Eating Your Veggies, we have a Sorella Undercover. We have a Anarchy Nova, we have a C-Jet, and we have some Dowser Dualies. Early possession is in favor of Eating Your Veggies. Screen comes out.
3 down for Eating Your Veggies, looking like the roller just getting behind here. Brella picking up another here as their counter starts to tick down.
Strikes come out. There's the lead flip. Another screen comes out. Eating Your Veggies back in control.
See the Brella pushing up pretty hard here.
Chet bemoaning the ableism.
Oh yeah. You haven't had a lot of splatter color screen, only a couple of weapons, to my knowledge. Maybe only one, actually, now that I think about it. see
The Daddies still have the lead, 68 to 61. Eating Your Veggies goes 3 down.
Three Daddies and Lady having that double Kraken there. Nasty matchup. 2 more going down from Eating Your Veggies as the splatter color screen comes out. Sooner just narrowly avoiding getting clipped.
They're through their penalty, and those points are ticking down fast.
Daddy's and Lady to cross the 30 threshold here pretty soon. 2 more going down. Whale and Rain coming out from Eating Your Veggies. As well as screen, and there's
Eating
the
Your
flip.
Veggies do manage to take that zone back. Oh, but that roller was camping the jump spot of that Inkjet, but goes down.
Trying to stay alive.
Eating Your Veggies through their penalty, getting down below 45 points.
Continue to push in with these strikes. And a rain cloud coming out.
CJ
Just
trying to
left
paint
out.
that zone. There's the wipeout.
The Jet Squelcher getting the pick at the end as they are now going to cinch the lead here in the last 2 minutes of the game. This is the Daddies and the Ladies' last chance to make something happen.
2 down to those Dowsers. Strikes come out, but
Maybe
it's
enough.
a little too late. Game 1 goes to Eating Your Veggies.
Interesting comps from these first 2 games. Just that little extra bit of plant output combined with a couple more fights won just gave Eating Your Veggies just a slight advantage there. But all in all, a good solid game as we head into tower control. Sure, the hold up is here. So bear with us while we wait the start of the next match.
Looks like we are confirming if there will be any substitutions. As we move into Tower Control Mako Mart.
I do love me some Mako Mart.
I'm kind of neutral on it. I'd like it more if I was more consistent on it.
That's fair. I think it is reasonable on every mode. And I don't think a lot of maps you can say that about in this game.
I will say, in I think one of the Splatoon 2 seasons of PSL, I think we had a 12-second Rainmaker game on Mako Mart.
Oh yeah, I mean old Rainmaker is bogus. New Rainmaker is not that much less bogus. But old Rainmaker was super bogus on this stage.
It was an accidental play.
But yeah.
Cat seems to be arguing the semantics of what qualifies as a vegetable.
Are we talking about from a culinary standpoint or a botanical standpoint?
I think from a state of mind standpoint, like a psychology standpoint.
So it's like a vegetable on vibes, or not?
The conclusion Chad has come to is, if it tastes like a vegetable, it's a vegetable.
My arm tastes like a vegetable. Does that make it a vegetable?
Tower control. We have a Clash Blaster, we have a Sea Junior, we have a Gold Dynamo Roller, and we have that Heavy Deco. Meanwhile, on the side of eating your veggies, we have an Octobrush Nouveau, we have a Splattershot Nova, we have an Incline Tri-Stringer, and we have some Glooga Doolies.
An early soft wipe. Gonna give eating your veggies a chance to push to the first checkpoint and probably clear it in all likelihood.
Yep, that is a checkpoint cleared. Clash Blaster trades with that brush. Gold Dynamo putting out chumps. Trying to keep some ink in that tank.
Gonna slow things down a bit here. 2 down from eating your veggies. Good amount of paint. Gonna flip this map back to yellow. As we start to see the tower creep back towards mid. There's 2 more down going.
2 down on the side of 3 daddies and a lady. Eating your veggies back in possession of tower. Scores 44 to 96.
More chumps at the ready here. Just that dynamo. Not going to be able to
Soft
live here.
wipe there.
Junior coming from behind. Able to capitalize off the 2v2 situation.
That's the Trizuka coming out from the Clash Blaster. Dynamo keeping a solid lock on that tower. Forcing the Nova to jump out. Ooh, that's a wipeout on the veggies!
So we have Kraken at the ready here.
Two daddies and a lady getting their way to checkpoint 1. And clearing it.
Daddies and lady looking to round this corner here. The Splatling getting caught.
Dueling chumps come out. Gold Dynamo Roller going for a sneak.
Power Flight getting 2 in the process.
They get tagged. 3 daddies and a lady getting close to taking lead. They manage it, making it all the way to checkpoint 2. Scores 44 to 39. But that tower is going back to mid.
Back in that meat grinder portion here, looking like a jump's gonna get punished by this Glooga. Looking like the push might be over for 3 daddies and a lady. Eating your veggie's gonna try to.
Glooga Bomb was ready. Clash Blaster firing that Zuka. Not able to find any picks and got found by the Gloogas. Gloogas in turn go down to that Splatling.
Looking like that's a soft
Eating your
wipe
veggies.
there. Beacons out.
Yep, eating your veggies does get 1 more point on the board, but it's not enough to flip lead. 1 minute left. Scores are 43 to 39. This is a very close one.
Daddy's and the Lady getting 2 picks in the process, just looking to keep control of the tower here and keep map control. I'm not sure if they're aware of the beacon right by this first check here. Gonna see if that comes into play for eating your veggies, as they're currently fighting someone in their spawn.
Looks like a soft wipe. As Three Daddies and Lady pass checkpoint 2, make their way to checkpoint 3. And shred it quickly, because like everyone is on tower. The veggies stop them at 2.
Dynamo having found themselves in a pretty tricky position here.
This is gonna have to be one heck of an overtime, as eating your veggies basically has to KO at this point.
Losing the Booyah at that point, unfortunate. Chumps coming out here.
That's 3 down on eating your veggies, and Three Daddies and a Lady managed to take the tower back.
Alright, we are tied after game 2.
What?
And a fist bump.
Right. Heading into Rainmaker on Robo Ramen, which I don't believe we've seen yet on this stream. Another godsend of a map here.
Yep, Rainmaker Robo Ramen, I think... No, it was Clams Robo Ramen that had a very funny play from our own Vincent DC.
Ramen definitely opens up a lot of opportunity for those interesting plays. Ramen maybe more than any of the other stages feels more like an older Splatoon stage.
Definitely. It feels a lot like Muscle Forge Fitness.
There's like a... It's kind of this weird... For me, there's a weird hybrid between Muscle Forge Fitness and... oh my goodness. I'm forgetting the name of the basketball court here.
Oh, Gobi Arena.
Yeah, kind of like Muscle Forge and Gobi Arena had a baby. Just like aspects of it, like particularly in the rollout.
Yeah. Definitely can agree with that.
Still haven't zipcasted to the top of this ramen bowl yet. I've been meaning to do that, but it never seems strategically beneficial to do so in the middle of the game.
Yeah, with how limited your time is with Zipcaster, it's a challenge for sure.
Right. Wait, some more comp changes here.
On the side of Three Daddies and a Lady, we have an Anakin Nova, we have that C Junior, we have that Gold Dynamo, and we have that Heavy Deco. On the side of Eating Your Veggies, though, we have an Undercover Umbrella, we have a Rapid Blaster, we have a C-Jet, and we have the return of the Dapples.
Return of the Dapples. Again, not having seen very much Dapples since our first round here.
That's a wipeout off the bat.
Easy first check for 3 Daddies and a Lady. Let's see how your veggies will regroup after that. Daddies and a Lady creeping it up to 20.
Oh, nope. That Rainmaker was dead.
Yes, hopefully every special that your team has should be enough to stop the Rainmaker push.
Eating Your Veggies in possession of Rainmaker, trying to get it back into mid. There's a lot of projectiles coming out from Three Daddies and a Lady, though.
Nice little clip from the Rapid Blaster here with more Cooler online.
Last strike being used to quickly shred that Rainmaker barrier.
The nice kill here, trading out with the Dynamo Roller. Rainmaker temporarily alone in mid.
Interesting flaw of the Rainmaker, you really can't hit someone standing on grates. Eating your veggies, breaking that checkpoint, it is now Splatoon 2.
See, Three Daddies and Lady pulling back their map control here. Inkjet at the ready. Searching for a pick and
nice shot on the C-Jet.
Just
3 down on the side of Eating Your Veggies. Reslider wasn't enough. Game 3 goes to Three Daddies and a Lady.
Three Daddies and a Lady taking the lead now 2-1 as we head into a Clam Blitz. Be seeing them on Crab Lake Capital once again.
I have to wonder if we'll be getting Splatoon 4 as a launch title. Or not launch title, but launch year title for the Switch successor.
I feel like it's year 1. I don't think it's launch, but I do feel like it's year 1, like you've said. I think launch is Mario. I've heard a lot of people hope for Animal Crossing. I think that the more I think about it, the more I think that could be a possibility in either launch or year 1. But I do feel that Splatoon 4, I don't know, the turnaround time, the fact that they had 2 Splatoon games on one system makes me think that Splatoon 4 on the successor is going to be a pretty early pick. I don't see them doing like a Splatoon 3 Deluxe. I think they just go full new game.
Yeah, we haven't seen a deluxe re-release of any Splatoon title up to this point.
Yeah. I think there's merit in maybe Splatoon 1 just because it's so different. But even then, I find it hard to see. DJ Octavio fight is still one of my favorite boss fights of all time in any game.
Alright, on the side of Three Daddies and a Lady, we have the an Anakin Nova, we have a C Junior, we have that Gold Dynamo, and we have that Heavy Deco. Meanwhile, on the side of Eating Your Veggies, we have an Order Blaster, we have that Undercover Umbrella, we have that C-Jet, and we have some Dowser Dualies. Current Clam Economy seems to be favoring Eating Your Veggies as 2 go down on the side of Three Daddies and a Lady.
Eating Your Veggies did have some success with this comp on this stage when they went against their sister team earlier. To see if they can't keep that momentum up here. Spotling going down as they just missed their opportunity to get picked. This Dowser here.
Dowser getting out of there. Getting out of trouble. 2 down again on the side of Three Daddies and a Lady. C-Jet does go down. Oh, that's 3 down on the side of Eating Your Veggies. That Dynamo is out for blood.
Taking the Dynamo, but unfortunately getting picked in the process by that Heavy Splatling. Map is turning yellow as they fish for a Power Clam, and there it is. Kraken at the
Three daddies and a lady just trying to find their in. And looks like they found it. There's the score. Kraken's going to be there to draw attention. But it looks like that's just going to be a Power Clam only Power Clam only push. That's a wipeout. Reef Slider making space for that Power Clam.
mound.
Eating your veggies, finding a way in.
They may have to retreat here. Wisely jumping out with that Power Clam. Going to reset with the team with a Rain Cloud at the ready. Skirmish with that undercover Brella. Brella coming out ahead.
Reef Slider comes out again from the undercover. Trying to make space.
Getting up this ramp.
Eating your
but two
veggies
going down.
does manage to get 2 picks. Oh, unable to get the score. Instead, they get wiped out.
Unfortunately, leaving a lot of clams for three daddies and a lady to pick up in the process. Gonna pop this wave breaker out to try to clear the way.
We see 2 power clams there, but no one is there to pick them up. There's a third on the way, but it also goes down. There's the score.
And there's the Kraken once again, gonna give a
And
little bit
there's another power clam.
everyone just jumping
Kraken is the
in.
only one alive and chooses to jump out. Scores are 100 to 47.
Just under a minute and a half here. As Regis is looking to make something happen. They still have a pity at the ready and a power up top. Taking one down to the process, forcing a jump out from the heavy deco. A lot of clams spawning. Should be enough for a lead if they can just open the basket.
3 down might give them that opportunity. Oh, but the Dynamo is there.
Jump scare Dynamo. Putting an end to that.
Eating your veggies running out as the chumps come out. Ooh, there's the pick.
Just barely clipping that heavy deco, but the junior going to secure it here.
20 seconds left on the clock. This can go into overtime. That pity clam is still there. It got picked up.
Push fast, get a lot of picks, win all of their fights on the way. The map's still looking very yellow here. A lot of chip coming out.
It's the overtime.
You're taking down 2 in the process, looking to take down a third. The Nova clearing that, and just the Jet ultra back up.
That power clam is disappearing, though. That's game. The set goes to 3 daddies and a lady.
Alright. And as it stands, we are still waiting for the results of Cloudulars and the Senior Cephalopod Rescue Center. We should be seeing momentarily if they'll be finishing up or if they will be going to a Game 5.
Let me get the graphics all reset for Grand Finals. Think we can pull a replay code and have a look while we wait?
Absolutely.
Ooh, okay. We are going to be watching Splat Zone's Ship Cargo Company from the other side of this bracket. Cloud Yellers versus Senior Cephalopod Squad Rescue Center, or Senior Cephalopod Rescue Center.
Right. Give me a moment just to hop in here. Let's get on my download. And this time, why don't we hit play at the same time? I think I was.
Once I'm connected to the internet again. Maps and modes updated.
Aha.
Downloading replay.
Right.
Battle replay downloaded.
It moved from not to play.
Alright. I am on play.
Count me in.
3, 2, 1, go. All right. So, on the side of Cloud Yellers, we have a Rapid Blaster, we have a Inkline Tri-Stringer, we have an Octobrush Nouveau, and we have a Sea Junior. Meanwhile, on the side of Senior Cephalopod Squad Rescue Center, we have a 96, we have a Sea-Jet, we have some Dapple Dualies, and we have a Mini Splatling. I would have thought that would have been a more popular pick.
It is a strong fighting weapon. I think people get turned off by the hammer, but Mini Splatling with Burst Bomb is very, very good.
I mean, we've seen plenty of stamps here.
Absolutely. Stamp shouldn't be a deterrent in this format. It's certainly a fine enough special. It will get the job done at the very least. Having a good, strong mid-range option.
Senior Center taking a very early lead.
Yes, another weapon here. We haven't seen a lot of 96. Definitely feel like that is one of the sleeper picks here. There's another strong mid-range, powerful option.
Looks like they're holding well. Oh, but those strikes come out.
Strikes
And from behind, the brush gets the wipeout.
Nice.
Stopping it at 4.
Looks like the game's not quite over. Very nice special coordination here. We'll see what Senior Cephalopod Rescue Center can do to counteract this.
Rescue Center does manage to get a pick on that brush. They're coordinating their specials.
There's some nice special coordination as well, with an Ink Fat to boot.
There's the zone flip. But that is an insane penalty to get through.
Yeah, that back shot really cinching it here. Hoping to use some of that tactical to try to keep that push going. Now looking pretty close here. We do have some trumps at the ready.
Cloud Yellers do manage to get a pick as well as some strikes. Those trumps might be enough to flip if they hold. Rescue Center losing control.
Another vac out. Vac not aimed at the zone this time. We're not going to be able to flip it. Maybe this rain will be able to.
Now it looks like Cloud Yellers are going to stay in possession of this zone.
Strike here as Cloud Yellers continues to drop their penalty. It's just, there are beacons all over this map from both sides.
3 down. There's the zone flip. Scores are 50-4.
Back shot, Cloud gonna try to make some action here.
Cloud do manage to contest the zone. There's the flip. That brush is sharking deep.
Nice fight for the brush here.
Cloud almost out of penalty. Cloud now out of penalty. Counting down fast. 2 down, 3 down on the side of Rescue Center.
Blank getting called out and dispatched nearly immediately. Now in the last 30 seconds or so, Cloud Dealers
Cloud are down past 15 points. They flip lead, but the Rescue Center flips zone before going 3 down. That's enough for a penalty, though. This is a penalty game, 4-3. Ooh, but with 3 down to the end, Cloud just could not take back the zone. Or Rescue Squad could not take back the zone from Cloud The come-from-behind victory.
And with that, incidentally, we also have our grand finalists here. The Cloud and 3 Daddies and 1 Fine Lady. We're going to get back into the lobby here. As we...
Yep, absolutely. Very close performance, very good game from both Cloud and Rescue Center.
So we await the check-ins here. We go to another best of 5, the final best of 5 of the day.
Yep.
And it is
I knew.
rematch.
Yep, it is indeed a rematch between the 3 Daddies and 1 Fine Lady versus the Cloud I knew when I saw a 1-point difference in the results that it was going to be a match to watch.
Definitely a good one. It could have very well gone the other way with a well-placed vac shot, or even just 1 or 2 fights going differently.
Just waiting on Cloud to check in, then the lobby will be made.
Here
it is.
For our final match of the tournament.
We are waiting for the players to file in. Seems like we're opening in splat zones. What map are we going to?
We're actually opening up on Plantlets on, you know it, you love it, Museum Dolphoncino.
Ah. Well, at least we're getting the bad map mode out of the way now. That is demanding Game 5. I could see it between these 2 teams.
That means more clams from the Clams fan. Alright, so I have to put you on the spot here. what is your ranking of your favorite anarchy modes?
Tower control on top, Splat Zones, then Rainmaker, then Clan Blitz.
Ah,
But only because the solo experience of Clan Blitz is so bad.
well, how does that change when you're with a group of people? Does that affect the order for you?
When I'm with a team, it actually kind of doesn't. But that's because tower control is in S, and the other modes are in B. Like, I'll play them, they're fine, but they're not tower control. I am also a junior main.
That is true. I mean, bubbles and splat bombs. Very nice on tower control. No bubble under baskets, but and spawn. You got a ton of mobility. I know we have some clams aficionados in the chat.
Like, I can get results in those other modes, but I much prefer tower control.
That's fair.
Right. Cloud Yellers versus Three Daddies and a Lady. On the side of Cloud Yellers, we have a Sea-Jet, we have a Clash Blaster, we have a Sea Junior, and we have an Octobrush Nouveau. Meanwhile, on the side of Three Daddies and a Lady, we have a Sea Junior, we have an Anarchy Nova, we have that Heavy Deco, and we have a Krakon Splat Roller. Krakon, another strong choice, just because Splat Roller is so well balanced.
Yeah, certainly the game has been kind to the roller weapon in general. Of course, we don't have the vanilla available for Krakon, just providing that really consistent kill. It certainly makes sense as a... I'm actually surprised we haven't seen it more.
Looks like Cloud Yellers were the first to a Power Clam, but it went to the void.
There's not quite too much control just yet here.
Ooh, the torpedo kill. There's the Inkjet. One down on both sides, two down on both sides.
I'm just going to stand in the way of Cloud Yellers and get some points on the board. Not a lot of clams collected at the moment.
Fam economy definitely favors the Cloud Yellers, as they make not one but two footballs and throw them both in, getting their score down to 60 right off the bat.
Nice movement, putting that cheeky beacon up on that grate here. Going to allow Cloud Yellers to get that quick lead, but it's going to stop right there.
Breaking the basket won't be enough to get points on the board. It'll just clear penalty. Three Daddies and a Lady going around breaking those beacons.
Jet out yet again. Aggressive moves by this junior.
Ooh, there's the score even through the Trizuka shot. That is going to be a single Power Clan push for sure as the team gets soft wiped. But that is points on the board. Another Power Clan in play.
Yellers looking like they could work on a big push here. Kraken coming in, pushing all the way back. And the wipeout.
There's a wipeout. Cloud Yellers getting in there, making the score. Oh, there's 3 more power clams. Oh, but they don't quite get them in.
That could have been game right there.
Yeah, that was enough points for game there. But 3 Daddies and a Lady put up enough of a good defense. Actually, no, I would have folded under that defense. They did a great job. Torpedoes flying left and right. Wavebreaker's out. Kraken out.
3 Daddies and the Lady not quite pushing onto that fight just yet. They're getting taken out.
45 seconds left on the clock. Scores are 80-40. One down on both sides. 2 down now on the side of 3 Daddies and a Lady. Chat wants the Quad C jet. Two down on both sides. 12 seconds left.
They keep that ball alive. The Nova allowing a jump in for this Junior to get the ball in. Another jump coming in.
There's another ball in. 50-40 overtime, but that's a wipeout.
Not quite enough. Ending at 47. They're not going to have enough time to come back to mid. This one goes to the Cloud Yellers.
Solid push at the end for sure, but game 1 goes to the Cloud Yellers.
Right, now we move on to Splatfoot Zones. Once again on Hagla Fish Market.
Fall-off damage is so rough on this thing. It's anything from a 4-hit kill to an 8-hit kill.
The Tetras.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's also not the most terribly accurate thing in the world. It really has to get by on being slippery.
Mm-hmm.
That it is one of the coolest main weapon, special weapon combinations in the game. Just because of all the insanity it can potentially open up, but it's not necessarily the easiest to execute.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's this weapon that is why we don't have a shooter with Zipcaster.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because I really do think that having a shooter with Zipcaster would be cool. Depending on what shooter it is, I think.
I mean, they showed it on a Splashomatic.
Yeah, instead they gave it T-Tex kit.
Splat Zones on Hagglefish Market. On the side of Cloud Yellers, we have that Incline Tri-Stringer. We have a Clash Blaster. we have a C Junior, and we have that Brush Nouveau, Octobrush Nouveau. On the side of Three Daddies and a Lady, we have C Junior, we have Anakinova, we have Heavy Deco, and we have that Gold Dynamo. We've seen it cause problems in this tournament in the past. Currently, Cloud Yellers in the lead. But Three Daddies and a Lady do manage to flip the zone.
The Inkjet coming out, going to try to take a little bit more space, catching the Brush off guard. Try to clear up Bow as well. They nearly
Zone heavily contested with scores 88 to 77.
Miller's getting the flip here. Length of the Brush and the Clash Blaster trying to cause a bit of mayhem. Cloudwellers to get the flip. With 2 going down. Spotling going to advance here.
Cloud Yellers did manage to take lead in that push, 77 to 67.
Nicely
Kraken's
timed.
coming out. Three Daddies and a Lady do manage to hold that zone. They manage to take lead. Dynamo is forced to retreat as 3 of their 4 are down.
Still very close, just a 1-point lead here. Not very much penalty to work through.
There's the lead flip. Cloud Yellers back in the lead, 63 to 66. But Three Daddies and a Lady back in control.
Check getting canceled again. More going down.
Cloud Yellers has beacons basically everywhere.
Just progressively, this Brush bringing the beacons further and further forward. Try to make it even more difficult for Three Daddies and a Lady. Push past. See all
30 points left to go for Cloud Yellers. Dynamo trades with the C Junior. Three Daddies and a Lady have to make a move here and now. And they manage it. Flipping the zone, putting a 54-point penalty on Cloud Yellers.
Jetpack the Bow here.
The winner was the C Junior. Somehow. 3 down on the side. Oh, that's a wipeout on the side of Three Daddies and a Lady. Cloud Yellers back in possession. And their penalty is taken down fast.
Two down. The jetpack at the ready.
Three Daddies and a Lady have to take back that zone now or else it's game.
Quite enough time. Now 2 games going to Cloud Yellers in the first 2 matches of the 2 games of the best of 5. We'll now move on to Tower Control on Manta Maria.
This is set point for the Cloud Yellers. Three Daddies and a Lady have to reverse sweep if they want to take this tournament.
Here we go, Tower Control and Manta Maria. See if Three Daddies and the Lady are going to make any adjustments here. The Cloud Yellers have pretty much shown what they're general game plan is. See what adjustments will be made now on tower control.
Cloud are ready to rock. Into Maria Tower Control. Let's see it. We do see a comp change on the side of Cloud Yellers. We have C-Jet, C-Junior, Rapid Blaster, and Octobrush Nouveau. Meanwhile, over on the side of Three Daddies and a Lady, we have C-Junior, Clash Blaster. We have Heavy Deco and that Gold Dynamo there to cause problems again. Sadly, for the chat that's interested, the Clash Blaster is not running Respawn Punisher.
You see an early bigger lead from Three Daddies and a Lady. These chumps come out. The flank is stopped by this Dynamo. And they're 3 down from Cloud Yellers. Just this Rapid Blaster up.
I keep forgetting how short this tower is. Slosher is a good pick on this map. Three Daddies and a Lady almost they make it through checkpoint 1, but they go 3 down in the process. Cloud Yellers in possession of tower.
Junior's not quite able to stay alive there. Cloud Yellers making it their way to that first checkpoint. More going down.
Strikes come out from the Cloud Yellers. There's the lead flip. Dueling torpedoes there. As the Trizuka comes out. Trying to find a pick. Hail Mary shot doesn't quite get it. Cloud Yellers lead 59 to 77.
Right strikes coming out. Raids happening here. That's much getting up on that bunker here. We're slowly trying to whittle away at Three Daddies and a Lady.
That Kraken is trying to keep Cloud Yellers off the tower. Unfortunately, they get caught in the end. Cloud Yellers back in possession, making their way towards checkpoint 2.
Another Ray Strike here, going to try to make that a little easier. A lot of the map flipping to yellow.
C-Junior making a push. Clash Blaster putting in some work.
Rough stagger here. Bats are getting caught in some crossfire.
That's 3 down on the side of Cloud Yellers.
Just the Jet Sculpture getting pursued by the Junior and the Dynamo. Not quite able to find a pick on the Dynamo.
That's a lead flip again.
Taking lead,
57 to 58.
No one's on tower here.
Three Daddies and a Lady shredding through that second check.
Very aggressive Kraken push here. As well as the Dynamo getting the jumps onto this mast. Starting to inch their
2
way.
down on both sides. Clash Blaster putting in work.
Just the Octobrush left up. Just these jumps coming in. Left and
They're
right.
in the mist, but they break through checkpoint 3. 6 points remaining. 4 points remaining. That's a wipeout on Three Daddies and a Lady.
Be a tough uphill
But-
climb here for Cloud Yellers. 1
Yeah,
minute
Cloud
remaining.
Yellers basically have to KO with only a minute left.
Have a couple of specials.
That's
out.
It's a tall order for sure, but I think they might be able to pull it off.
Got 2 specials coming out. Strikes at the ready, as well as a rain cloud. Coming in very aggressive.
Blasters trade 3 down on the side of Cloud Yellers, 2 down on the side of 3 Daddies and a Lady.
Just the brush here. Going to be able to take out that Dynamo and set up some more beacons. Try to keep position here. 2 down.
Cloud Yellers in possession of tower. Strikes come out, trying to keep 3 Daddies and a Lady away from that tower.
Just the Sea Jet back up, but lots of beacons around.
All 3 Daddies and a Lady have to do is stand on that tower in overtime, and they win.
Like 3 Daddies and Lady going to try to take a safer position here. The Dynamo now coming in right across that mayhem.
That's good.
That's it. 3 Daddies and 1 Fine Lady saying the match ain't over yet. We're going on to game 4.
Will we see Game 5?
We'll have to get through Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track first.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah.
Crackhead, we're back.
We're back, Crack.
You know what should have been brought back instead of Pump Track? New Albacore Hotel.
I do like New Albuquerque Hotel. It's very big. And I feel like...
Yeah, and imagine
He
how
has
fun it would be to zip across it with Zipcaster.
Oh, it would be excellent. I just feel like Splatoon 3 has been very reticent to do any of the large maps.
Maybe they ran into performance issues.
Certainly possible. I have to wonder what changed to give more likelihood of performance issues in 3 as opposed to 2. Maybe it is just like a function of the specials themselves or something.
Yeah, there's a lot more advanced particle effects and lighting.
Those dang particle effects.
Alright, Rainmaker Humpback Pump Track. We see Brellas. We have Sea-Jet, Clash, Rapid Blaster, and Cerellabrella on the side of Cloud Yellers. On the side of 3 Daddies and a Lady, we have basically the same comp. Sea Junior, Clash Blaster, Heavy Deco, Gold Dynamo.
I'm honestly surprised that Cloud Yellers got that pop there, looking like this jetpack gonna stop the Rainmaker and get 2 picks in the process.
Cloud Yellers doing a very good job of keeping 3 Daddies and a Lady away from that Rainmaker. Looks like it is going to reset.
Looking like someone might be trying to make a flank here. The heavy splatling of all things, trying to make a flank, getting marked by this mine and going down for it.
Good pick from the Rapid Blaster.
Gotta love that direct sound.
Cloud Yellers take the lead, but they get found on their way to checkpoint. 3 down on the side of Three Daddies and a Lady, though. Meaning Cloud Yellers break through that check.
It's going to make it a little bit difficult to pop the Rainmaker here. So going to force the Rapid Blaster to have to retreat and not be able to take out the Dynamo. Cloud Yellers does manage to take down the Junior in the process with a Rainmaker
That is
reset.
a Rainmaker reset. Three minutes left in the game. 96-60 is your score. One down on both sides. The Clash Blasters took each other out.
Rainmaker gets picked up here. Rapid just clipping into that Junior. Kraken at the ready. Oh, Kraken getting cancelled.
But that is checkpoint for Three Daddies and a Lady. If they can get one move, they take back lead.
Two going down.
But two go down to the prop. It is now Splatoon 2.
A lot of chip gonna come out here.
Cloud Yellers get a don't retreat prompt.
Specials at the ready, getting an Ink Strike. Gonna hold on to that a little bit longer here. Oh, but going down to the heavy Splatling in the process. Again, at a situation where Three Daddies and One Fine Lady just needs to get a mere 2 points to take the lead.
There's the lead.
Taking it to 35 in the process.
Strikes come out from the Rapid Blaster, trying to shred that shield. Get 2 picks in the process.
A lot of specials expended by Cloud Yellers here. It's now with just over a minute left. Gonna try to rotate here. Good, just the Rapid left up once more. Looking like a pretty
Gold
wide
Dynamo
flank here.
making a flank. Three Daddies and a Lady do make it down to 30.
And there's that Dynamo.
There's the Dynamo getting the flank trading on the Rapid Blaster after taking down the Sea-Jet. Three Daddies and a Lady get it down to 5.
A very heads-up move there.
We could be going to Game 5.
Cloud Yellers have to be really patiently and coordinate here. They do take 2 down. They're starting to get a little bit of paint on the ground with the Rainmaker. Gonna see what route they take as the team rolls out. Chumps come out. Just try to ignore and circumvent those. Now into overtime. About getting just about to halfway. Just
Ooh,
barely.
that Trizuka coming out. The Kraken on the prowl.
Lurking. It is going to go down, but Cloud Yellers is going to have to make a move here into that elbow to push through. Now with just the Rainmaker up and more chumps coming out. Umbrella coming in, but it's not
There's
enough.
the Rainmaker to the Chump's kill.
And to the chump kill, we go to Game 5.
Game 5. What is in store for Game 5?
You know it. You love it. Clam Blitz on Inkblot Art Academy.
The ultimate gatekeep.
Absolutely. I was hoping we would get to this one. It is one of the most meat grindery map modes in this game, I feel. But a map that I am very happy came back. I think it has some really interesting things going on here. But it does require quite a bit of vigilance to make sure you don't get got by a sneaky flank.
So I'm curious, not really being a Dualies player, is there a benefit to Dualies Fastfall?
I am not a Dualies player either, but I know that it can be potentially used as a mix-up. You know, perhaps, you know, coming from a ledge, just that fast drop down to throw off whoever might be shooting at you. It is very fast. So
I feel like it might have more practical benefits on something like Tetris.
it's possible. I mean, just having that ability to not only initiate the fastball but keep moving certainly has merit to it. And here we are. Game 5. Clam Blitz Inkblot Art Academy, the final round of Low Tier Heroes Returns, featuring Cloud Yellers and the 3 Daddies and 1 Fine Lady.
Alright, that is the exact same comp from 3 Daddies and a Fine Lady. On the side of Cloud Yellers, we have the Sea-Jet, we have the Sea-Junior, we have the Rapid Blaster, and we have the Octobrush Nouveau. Current clan economy is even. Clash Blaster getting in their faces.
Quick push from the Clash Blaster, going down in the process, but now going to have access to that quick respawn for the rest of the game.
As someone who is very normal about the quick respawn they run, yeah, getting early kills and then just having quick respawn is very nice.
Absolutely. And definitely a little different when you don't have cooler, but again, with less coolers in this format, having that...
That was a Zuka shot! Leading into a wipeout on Cloud Yellers.
Breaking open the basket, getting 1 clam in.
And going
Like that
3
might
down.
be the push here.
That is absolutely the push. That's a soft wipe.
Pulling out that ink brush there. Rain Cloud coming out, hearing that Clash Blaster coming from around the corner. So much chip to contend with.
Ooh, Clash Blaster goes down to an Ink Mine. Really, I'm just happy that at some point in this tournament we saw a death hit by Curling Bomb. That was a highlight for sure. Because outside of that one challenge where you can get flattened by one, you just don't see that often. 3 down on the side of 3 Daddies and a Fine Lady. Cloud Yellers going in, making their push, but the Clash Blaster was making their last stand. There's the lead flip.
Got a bit of a player advantage here. Jet Squelcher trying to get into the bats here. Able to sneak their way out just in time. Waybreaker coming out trying to keep this blaster at bay. Again, that Ink Mine could cause lots of chip here, forcing retreat. Comes coming in. Lots of clams for 3 Daddies and Lady.
There's the Power Clam, but it goes down to the brush. That brush is guarding that clam. Sea-Junior running for their lives.
Good amount of clam position on that Sea Junior, but they're going down now 0 clams for Three Daddies and a Lady. Three Daddies and a Lady still maintaining a good map presence here, despite the map color being pretty even. Trying to jump in here. Just get that score. Oh.
They almost do it. That was almost an insane play from Three Daddies and a Fine Lady.
The ready, seeing if they can't initiate something else. Again, still very close. Still just one push away.
Kazuki
really.
gets found by the brush and the Rapid Blaster.
Brush taking out another in the process. Caldale's definitely having enough to make a ball here.
I think that was the Pity Clam getting picked up by Three Daddies and a Fine Lady.
With 1 minute left, it's too surprising. There's not a whole lot of clams out on the board right now.
There's the Kraken.
Coming out. No Kraken cheese this time, but maybe the Kraken can get into a position where they can be some issues.
That Power Clam is staying alive and going in. Oh, no, quite going in.
Not quite. And the heavy Splatling having to retreat. They don't have their pity anymore.
Yeah. They have 25 seconds to make a Power Clam to get into OT. But if they manage to throw in a clam in OT, that might just win them the game.
Like Sea Junior has it. 10 seconds left.
Oh, wait. Cloud Yellers managed
Cloud
the
Yellers
sneaky
sneaking in.
push.
We are going to trigger overtime here. Going to see that Kraken coming in, trying to get some space. Power Clam starting to blink in mid. The jump in. It's not going to be quite enough.
Not enough. Cloud Yellers are once again your low-tier heroes.
Very fine play from everyone who came out today. Big congratulations to the Cloud Yellers, and kudos to the Three Daddies and One Fine Lady for putting up a good fight, as well as all of the contestants here today. We thank you so much for coming out.
This was definitely a fun one, even through the tech issues.
Yes, again, we apologies for any tech issues that may have come ahead. We'll have a a less choppy version going out on the YouTube channel. Unfortunately, with so many moving parts, sometimes these things happen. We hope that you were all entertained. I want to give a big thanks to Solemn Mushroom for streaming and casting here today.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Be sure to stay tuned for more Day-Old Sushi tournaments.
Absolutely. With that, that's the end, guys. Take care.
Have a good one.